Hello, 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 and welcome. How are people doing? So, as you can see, I am in the latter years of my life and think it's appropriate to be super lazy. So, here I am, robe and all. uh, yeah, this is where I'm at in life now. Anywho, um, so I recently just finished up a game, and I do want to do a review of it at some point. But it's an indie game called Eastward. However, it made me think, because after I finished it, I was curious to see what other people thought. And it really makes me want to weigh the two different sides of this. And it comes to stories. Definitely be interested to know what people have to say about it below, if they side on one side or the other. But so for myself, I usually boil things down into there's two different ways to go about presenting a story, or the world of a story, and that is one of very, very focused detail, and it's just all there, very meticulous, very in order, and then one has a lot of gaps in it. So there may be stuff about the story, or it's got the story, but then there's a lot of stuff that floats about that maybe it references to, maybe it gives a nod to, but it doesn't really go super in detail on why, hey, this is why this is connected, and so. So you have one of meticulous detail and one of gaps, and of course there's a slider scale of that, but myself, I'm on the gap side. I prefer stories like that. For me, it allows a lot more opportunity for people to use their imagination, in the sense of, maybe somebody doesn't want to come up with a whole bunch of stuff, world building and whatnot. They can take that template and make their own little fan fiction, their own little stories, and go about it from there. Plus, I think it's an easier way, maybe not easier, but maybe it's a welcoming, fertile ground to work with, in that there are these gaps and there's no defined yes or no to it. So somebody could come up with their own sort of idea, but somebody else could come up with a different idea, and they're not conflicting. That's if you even care for fan fiction. I know a lot of people don't care for fan fiction. I don't mind it so much. Sure, a lot of it most people aren't going to care for or like. But if it gives people a creative outlet and an opportunity to strengthen their creative writing muscles, go for it. More power to them. On the other side, meticulous sort of thinking on how stories should be, to me, I'll be honest, it gets kind of boring. like I can't do it. Some people love that sort of stuff to death, but there's a point at which detail becomes just overburdening. Where is it superfluous? Is it really necessary for the story, or is this really just there to kind of fill out the gaps, and feeling uncomfortable of leaving those gaps? I'm not saying either one's right or wrong. It was just something, especially after I beat Eastward, there are gaps here and there, and it feels like some people, not all people, not everybody, but you do get people who are like, man, I wish they would come out with some DLC. I saw this with Blaster Master Zero Trilogy as well. We need DLC to like go through this. And it's like, why? I mean, sure, it'd be nice to have some additional gameplay of a game you like, but in the same hand, I think there's a point at which it's like, don't need DLC for this. We don't need necessarily a sequel to this, or something. That's kind of where my mind is, and I get that it's a balancing act and stuff, but I don't know. For myself, the gaps are a bit more fun, and I guess I find it weird because it's not a mentality. It's not my kind of mentality, so seeing other people's mentality be this very, ooh, we need DLC, gotta have this explained, this explained, this explained. Yeah, I don't know, sometimes it's better left unexplained, and you're just like, oh, that's neat. I don't know, maybe I'm just not as demanding. Anywho, yeah, I guess that's really about it. And yeah, I didn't want to make a long video going, oh yeah, here's examples of very thorough, meticulous detail, like Lord of the Rings trilogy, and yada yada yada. That's not really what I'm it's not what I'm interested in doing right now. Anywho, hope everybody's doing well, and yeah, I look forward to hearing what people say on one side or the other. So, thanks for watching. Take it easy. Have a good day.